Three people, three mistakes, three stories of messing with the wrong person. For 3 months, my neighbor kept parking in my driveway. I asked him nicely the first time. He laughed and said, "Relax, it's just a few hours." But it wasn't a few hours. It was every single day. I left notes on his windshield. He threw them away. I knocked on his door. He told me to stop bothering him. I even called the HOA. They said parking disputes weren't their problem. Then one Friday afternoon, I watched him pull into my driveway again. He got out, didn't even look at my house, and walked inside his place like he owned the whole street. But this time, I had a plan. I pulled my truck right behind his car, bumper to bumper. Then I grabbed my suitcase, locked my front door, and drove to the airport with my wife. We spent 10 days in Hawaii. His car sat trapped in my driveway the entire time. He couldn't get to work. He couldn't move it. He called the police, but they told him he was parked on my property. There was nothing they could do. By day 3, he was begging my other neighbors for my phone number. By day 5, he was leaving apology letters in my mailbox. When I got home, tanned and relaxed, his car was still sitting right where he left it. I moved my truck, smiled, and waved. He never parked in my driveway again. But that was just the neighbor's car. Wait until you hear what happened to someone's dog.
I adopted my dog Max 3 years ago. He's a golden retriever, sweetest animal you'll ever meet. My neighbor Karen moved in 6 months later and hated him from day one. She complained about his barking. Max barely barks. She called animal control twice. Both times they found nothing wrong. Then she started throwing things over the fence into my yard. Rocks, bottles. Once I found rat poison near his water bowl. I installed cameras after that, caught everything. I filed a police report, showed them the footage. They gave her a warning. She didn't stop. She started calling the HOA claiming Max was aggressive and dangerous, wanted him removed from the neighborhood. The HOA investigated and cleared Max completely. Then she did something I never expected. She sued me, claimed Max bit her through the fence and caused emotional distress, asked for $15,000. I almost panicked. But then I remembered the cameras. My lawyer pulled 3 months of footage, every single incident. The rocks, the poison, her screaming at my dog through the fence, and the day she claimed Max bit her. The camera showed her reaching over the fence, poking Max with a stick, and Max just walking away. He never touched her. The judge didn't just dismiss her case, he sanctioned her for filing a fraudulent lawsuit, ordered her to pay my legal fees, $8,000. She tried to appeal, denied. 6 months later, she put her house up for sale. Max and I watched the moving truck from the porch. I gave him an extra treat that day. If you want more stories like this, hit subscribe.
And finally, a scammer who picked the worst possible target. I got one of those calls. "Your computer has been compromised, sir. We need remote access immediately." Most people hang up. I didn't, because I work in cybersecurity. But that's not why I stayed on the line. 6 months ago, my godmother got the same call. She was 83. She trusted people. She gave them everything. They took $12,000 from her in under an hour. She called me crying, said she felt stupid. I told her she wasn't stupid. She was kind. She passed away 2 months later. The doctors said it was her heart, but I know what really broke it. So when I heard that same script, I had a reason to stay. I told him I was a retired school teacher who barely knew how to use email. He bought it. I let him connect to my computer. Except it wasn't my real computer. It was a trap. Everything he did, I recorded. Everything he clicked, I tracked. And while he was busy trying to steal from me, I was busy getting into his system, his files, his client list, every person they'd ever scammed. Then I found their office security cameras. I took a screenshot of him sitting at his desk and sent it to his screen. His own face staring back at him. He froze. I unmuted and said, "I'm not a retired school teacher. I've recorded everything. I have your cameras, your files, and every person you've stolen from." He laughed nervously and said, "Do whatever you want, old man. You can't touch me." So I did. I sent everything to the FBI. 3 weeks later, the call center was raided. 14 people arrested. Over $2 million in stolen funds recovered. The man who said I couldn't touch him? Facing 7 years. I printed the article and placed it on my godmother's grave. Said this one was for you. If you want more stories like this, hit subscribe.
If you enjoyed these stories, hit subscribe. We post new ones every day.